Srila Jiva Goswami has demonstrated in his Tattva Sandarbha that out of all the Vedic scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam is the supreme Vedic scripture in the sense that it clarifies the teachings of all the other scriptures. It is most explicit in its presentation of the nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So therefore, our presentation of Valmiki Ramayana will be in line with the explicit teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. Followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are naturally followers of Srimad Bhagavatam. In fact, the four Vaishnava lines, they all are following the teachings of the Vedanta in accordance with the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam in different ways. Coming to the pastimes of Lord Ram, Srimad Bhagavatam presents in the first canto as well as in the second canto a brief summary of Lord Ram's advent. 1.3.22 Narad Devattvamapanna Surakarya Chikeshaya Samudra Nigraha Dini Chakre Viryanyatah Param. In the 18th incarnation, the Lord appeared as King Rama. In order to perform some pleasing work for the demigods, he exhibited superhuman powers by controlling the Indian Ocean and then killing the atheist king Ravana, who was on the other side of the sea. Srimad Bhagavatam clearly mentions that Sri Ramachandra appeared in the form of a human being, and he appeared in order to satisfy the prayers of the demigods, in order to discipline the atheist king Ravana, who had challenged the established order of the Supreme Lord. Prabhupada informs us that Ravana wanted to deport ordinary men to the planet of Indra by material means without considering the piety that is required. He performed other activities of adharma. Ultimately, he ended up challenging the authority of Lord Sri Rama, and he kidnapped Lord Ram's wife Sita. Lord Ram appeared in order to chastise this atheist, and he took up Ravana's challenge, and this is the subject matter of Valmiki Ramayana. He exhibited his nature as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He performed superhuman activities. He performed activities that even Ravana could not do. For instance, he prepared a royal road on the Indian Ocean with stones that floated on the water. Now, Ravana did not do things like this. So he displayed the power of God. This itself proves that it is a false concept that Ramayana does not present Lord Rama as the supreme being, because these pastimes appear in Valmiki Ramayana, as we will see. 2.7.3, these are all Bhagavatam verses. Asmat prasada sumukhah kalaya kalesha ikshvaku vamsha avatirya guror nideshe tishtan vanam sadayata nuja avivesha yasmin virudhya dashakandhara artimarchat. Due to his causeless mercy upon all living entities within the universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, along with his plenary extensions, appeared in the family of Maharaj Ikshvaku as the lord of his internal potency, Sita. Under the order of his father, Maharaj Dasharatha, he entered the forest and lived there for considerable years with his wife and younger brother. Ravana, who was very materially powerful, with 10 heads on his shoulders, committed a great offense against him and was thus ultimately vanquished. So the Supreme Lord Ramachandra, he appeared with his brothers Bharata, Lakshmana and Shatrughna. They are Vishnu Tattva expansions. They are not ordinary living entities. This is noted here in Srimad Bhagavatam. In certain other days of Brahma, the Lord's paraphernalia appear. That will become clear later on. And Prabhupada will explain, quoting, referring to the authority of Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan, that in certain days of Lord Brahma, the Lord and his Vishnu Tattva expansions themselves appear, like now. in this day of Brahma. The Lord appears as Rama and manifests his pastimes every day of Brahma. So in today's day of Brahma, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna and Anuruddha appeared as Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrugna. Sita Devi is the Lord's internal potency. She is not an ordinary woman, nor is she an incarnation of Durga. Why does Lord Ram appear? When there are discrepancies in the practice of dharma, then the Supreme Lord appears in order to rectify the situation and teach human beings how to practice Vedic dharma in such a manner that they can get liberated from material existence. The Supreme Lord, he was ordered by his father Dasharatha to leave home under an embarrassing situation, and he left. Lakshmana also wanted to go with him, and Sita Devi also wanted to go with him. So the Lord agreed, and they both went for a considerable period of time, 14 years. At that time, in the last year, there was a quarrel between Ramachandra and Ravana. The Supreme Lord, he defeated and killed 14,000 Rakshasas, as we will see in the third canto of Valmiki Ramayana. And Ravana became infuriated. Ultimately, Lord Rama, he vanquished Ravana, his family, his kingdom, everything. Prabhupada points out that Sita Devi is not meant to be enjoyed by anyone except the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In fact, she is meant to be worshipped. Ravana doesn't understand. He is a symbol of a person who doesn't understand how to worship the Supreme Lord's potencies. The materialists, Prabhupada writes, who are after opulence and material prosperity, may take lessons without acknowledging, may take lessons from the Ramayana that the policy of exploiting the nature of the Lord without acknowledging the supremacy of the Supreme Lord is the policy of Ravana. So Lord Rama, he came to point out that this is a very dangerous policy. Lord Rama, he appeared and exhibited all the 6 opulences. All of this will become clear in the Ramayana as we proceed. 2.7.24 Yasma adad udadherudha bhayanga vepo margam sapadyaripuram haravaddi dhaksho dure suhrin mathita rosha shushona drishtya tatapyamana makaro raga nakra chakra. The personality of Godhead Ramachandra, being aggrieved for his distant, intimate friend Sita, glanced towards the city of the enemy Ravana with red-hot eyes like those of Hara, who wanted to burn the kingdom of heaven. Hara is a name of Lord Shiva. The great ocean, trembling in fear, gave him his way because its family members, the aquatics like the sharks, snakes and crocodiles, were being burnt by the heat of the angry red-hot eyes of the Lord. Prabhupada points out that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has every sentiment of a sentient being, of a conscious being, because he is the chief amongst all the living entities. He is the chief eternal amongst the subordinate eternals, Nityo Nityanam, Chaitanas Chaitananam, and he supports them, he takes care of them. They're all qualitatively one with him, but quantitatively he is superior to them. So therefore, constitutionally on the spiritual platform, both the Jivatmas and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they exhibit a complete range of sentiments. This is a subject matter which we have come across in the Nectar of Devotion, Prabhupada's summary study of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. When Ramachandra was angry and showed his red-hot eyes, the whole ocean became heated with that energy. So all the aquatics, they became terrified, and they offered an easy way to reach the enemy's city. So now this goes completely against the philosophy of impersonalism, because they think that the absolute truth has no sentiment, because they think all sentiments are material. But actually, this is their misconception. The Supreme Lord, he has spiritual sentiments. Lord Ramachandra's sentiment is spiritual. It is not material, and it is superhuman. Otherwise, how can it make the great ocean so hot? We know Janmadhyasya Yataha, the Supreme Absolute Truth, is the source of everything. So he is the source of all the rasas. The rasas in the material world are perverted, but in the spiritual world they are original. So it is wrong to think that these sentiments, such as Lord Ram's becoming angry or Lord Ram becoming merciful, they are material. They are all spiritual. These are not absent in the Supreme Lord as imperfect mistake, because they are superimposing their material conceptions on the Supreme Lord.